My biggest goal for 2025 is to save money, and I've been talking about all the different ways I plan to do that on my channel since the beginning of the year. And one of the biggest ways is that I was doing a no buy in several different categories, but the biggest one I think for me was going to be tops. Well, I still am. I still am not buying any tops in 2025. That is my plan. But I actually think now that we are a few weeks into the new year, I've realized I can probably do a no buy for clothing in general. Realistically, if I were to buy any new clothes, at least in the next few months, they would only be wants and definitely not needs. And aside from saving money, one of the reasons that I wanted to do a no buy in 2025 is to kind of help heal this consumerist pull on all of us. The default culture is consumerism. It's cool to own a lot of things. It's cool to buy a lot of things. It's kind of like America's pastime at this point to shop. Statistics say that, and I experienced this in my own life. And I really want to heal that part of my brain that thinks like that's normal to do. And so I think that it makes sense for at least the first quarter of 2025 to do a complete clothing no buy. So that's what we're gonna do. And I've been talking a lot about how I digitized my wardrobe and how that really helped me stop shopping and fulfill the need to always feel like I need to bring new things into my wardrobe to have really cool outfits. I've mentioned it in so many videos because it has been life-changing in the background of my life, but I like to test things pretty thoroughly before I bring them to you in most cases. And so I have thoroughly been testing the app Index now for I think 4 or maybe even 5 months, and it has genuinely changed my life. So I have to talk about how I'm going to use it this year to track every single one of my outfits and to not buy any new clothes throughout the first quarter of the year, no new tops all year, and after the first quarter, we'll see if I do a complete no buy of clothing in 2025. I didn't want this video to be walking you through how to digitize your wardrobe because honestly, the app is really seamless and like self-explanatory. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I just genuinely like am in love with the way this app works. And if you do sign up with the link, like it's just a regular affiliate link, you could go get one and give it to your friends. So this is basically me giving it to you as a friend. But instead of a walkthrough tutorial about how to use the app, because I honestly feel like it's so intuitive, like it's really easy to do. You just take a picture of your garment, it's gonna remove the background, you put in the information, and that's all there is to it. Instead of doing that, I really wanted to look back on the last few months of tracking what I'm wearing, of putting outfits together with the app, what I have learned about using it so far, and then how I plan to use it in 2025 to do the no buy. Honestly, I just felt like I had so much to say about how this app is starting to genuinely help heal my relationship with consumerism, specifically when it comes to clothes. So let's chat about it. So I want to paint a scene for you about where my relationship with consuming clothing specifically, where it started and how I think about it, which is that in high school, I never repeated an outfit. It was well known that after I wore an outfit, my friends could come look in my closet and kind of take whatever they wanted. I still don't really understand how I pulled that off, but I was known for never repeating an outfit. Fast forward to when I was graduating and I won Best Dressed of my class. And I wore that title with pride and so much happiness until I got to college as an environmental science major and learned about the resources that go into everything we buy, not just clothing, but everything we buy. My first environmental science class really broke my brain a little bit, and I started to realize that the way I was living was not aligned at all with the values and the things that I cared about. So it basically hit me like a ton of bricks all at once. It was like I'm newly going off to college. I'm obviously discovering so many things about myself, but the biggest passion in my life is not aligned with the way I'm living my life. So I had a little bit of an identity crisis. Naturally, I think a lot of us go through that in college.
I can't take this anymore. I am in crisis.
Over the years, you may have heard me say in videos, I want to declutter until I have like a small enough number where it sounds like a good number to say. I've literally said that on this channel. I always want to be decluttering. I always want to be finding the pieces that will be my forever pieces that I will be in love with and I'll wear them for my whole life. And you've seen me do several decluttering videos on this channel, and it always feels like I am trying to distance myself from who I was then and be like, the only reason you liked fashion then was because you didn't understand what was behind the environmental impact of it. And so current Shelby, who cares so much about the environmental impact of it, can't also enjoy fashion. And I think what I've realized literally through using the Index app is that actually true Shelby, who I am and the things I care about, really deeply cares about environmentalism, about sustainability, but she also unfortunately really does care about putting together cute outfits. And those two things can absolutely work together. I follow plenty of YouTubers who are very, very into styling, fashion, and they thrift all of their clothes, which is literally, I also thrift all of my clothes. But for some reason in my head, sustainable fashion only looks a certain way. And so I was always trying to find the forever pieces, the things that felt classic, the things that wouldn't feel trendy to me and I would be annoyed with them in a couple years. And the way I came to this realization is that by using the Index app, I absolutely love putting together outfit ideas, and it doesn't have to be something new, exciting, or trending. And I realized that because I was using the app. So that's the first big realization I had. It was a little bit groundbreaking for me, if I'm being honest. And I realized I was thrifting things pretty often to chase the feeling of having a cool outfit that I put together, but that feeling would only really last for like 1 or 2 outfits, and I never really understood why. Why did the things I was putting together not ever feel like me? You know, I don't know if that really makes sense. It didn't make sense to me until I downloaded the Index app. So let's talk about what I'm using it for. The number one reason I downloaded the Index app was to stop myself from shopping. I do feel, looking at it now from only a few months ago, that the reason I was going thrifting like really regularly was always to try to find the next best thing that would make me feel better. And there are a lot of other reasons as to why I was doing that, which a lot of it is correlated to my lack of self-confidence. Also working on that in therapy. But that's the number one reason I decided to download the Index app. That's why I originally started using it. I wanted to stop shopping, but I also wanted to utilize the stuff that I already had, because when I buy something and I bring it into my closet, it is with the intention of being able to wear it so many different ways. When I buy something, I'm so excited about it, right? I think we can all relate, unfortunately, for better or for worse, to buying something and being so excited about it in the moment. But that excitement obviously wears off, and that's kind of honestly how you get stuck in the trap, in the cycle of consumerism, is like you always want that high of getting something new. But my point is, with utilizing the stuff I already have, I should love everything I own, right? I obviously loved it at the point of buying it enough to buy it. So they should be things that are good enough for me to style correctly and want to use. And I also wanted to find my personal style. Like, I think in my head, I know what my personal style is, but without looking at your closet with a bird's eye view, the way you can with Index, it's so hard to get a grasp on it. I didn't really understand what my personal style was, and I think I was constantly shopping for the next best top that would make the best outfit, because when you see me most of the time, all you see is this, right? But even then, I wasn't really putting together outfits. Like today, the outfit today that I put together is literally because of the Index app. I love layering and adding interest to outfits through accessories and things like that. And I didn't know that before using this app. And that's why all of my outfits felt so meh. I've owned all of the things I'm wearing right now for years. I had never put them together before the Index app. And I only had this realization to where I've been buying so many fewer things in the last few months since I got the app, because I'm no longer chasing the need to put together a really cool outfit. I literally am doing it with the things I already own. Another reason I wanted this app is because I didn't want to feel like I'd never had something to wear, because that is just simply not true. And that is a feeling that I think so many people have that I wanted to fight against. I have plenty of stuff to wear, and the app proves that, because when I'm bored and I don't want to be scrolling, one of the things I will do is just sit down and make outfits with my own clothes. It's also a phenomenal tool for tracking what you're buying and how much you're actually using it. I can see how many things I've put into Index since I downloaded the app. I can see how many things I'm buying, not just like I feel like I've been thrifting, a handful of things every month for the last. No, I can literally go into my app and see exactly how many things I've bought, what category they were in, what color they were, how much they cost. And that is so useful for someone who enjoys data. It makes things so much easier for me. So seeing my wardrobe in numbers, in graphs, I just can't even tell you how good it's been for my brain and understanding my relationship with consumerism. So speaking of my love for data, let's break down some of the data in my Index app. Mainly so you can see what data you can get from the app, because I be looking at my data. Okay, I know what's in here, but I do love to look at it. I will also say, as I'm pulling this up, that the Index app, you can use it for free. You can put in all your clothes for free. You can make outfits for free. There are some aspects of the app that you get when you pay. And I do have the paid version because, again, this app is changing my life. So there are 3 different tabs, 2 which I use, the last one I rarely use, but composition and usage and investment. So composition is like what's making up my wardrobe, what are my items, what category are they in, what color are they, and then usage is how often you're using those things, obviously. So the first category here in composition is the categories of clothing. So it's like tops, bottoms, accessories, jewelry, outerwear, shoes, blah, 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 blah. This statistic straight up made me realize that I don't need to buy any more tops, right? My no buy for tops for the year was pretty much born out of seeing this number on my phone. 40% of my wardrobe is tops. My colors actually look pretty much exactly how I expected them to. I love white. I know I like to wear a lot of white. I love browns. Black is a color that's natural. And then when I think about incorporating color into my wardrobe, green and blue are the colors that I want to incorporate the most. They're the colors that I like to wear the most. It makes sense because of who I am that green and blue would be my top 2 colors. So my colors make complete sense to me. I'm very happy with that. I honestly find it really helpful that they have a place in there where you can type in where you bought something so that I can track which thrift stores are the best for me. You know what I mean? I always say that like 90% of my wardrobe is secondhand, but the statistics actually show that 94% of my wardrobe is secondhand. So you can categorize everything by seasons, but because of where I live, I don't really think that that's very helpful for me. I kind of mix and mingle all of my seasons because honestly, like today, the high is 60 and Monday, the high is 29. So what am I supposed to do with that? When you say when you bought it, then you can track how long that thing has been in your closet. And you can see how many items you've added and those sort of things. At the bottom, it tells me my most versatile items, which is how many of those items I have made outfits with them, not necessarily outfits that I have worn. That is going to be over here in the usage tab, which the first one is what percentage of my wardrobe I have utilized over the last 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. The thing that's a little bit skewed about this is I haven't even been tracking it really for a whole year, even 6 months yet. And apparently the average person utilizes only 32% of their wardrobe. So I feel pretty happy about that, considering I haven't even had this app during the biggest season of clothing that I have, which would be spring and summer. My most worn item is my Smokey Bear hat. I wear that a lot. That's very true. And then jeans, like you would expect, basics here. The necklace that I wear most of the time is the one with the little bee on it. And yeah, mainly basics, accessories here. This is one of the oldest things in my wardrobe. That's why it has the most wears, because I put a guesstimate based on how many times I wear it this year and the year before. These are outfits I have on repeat. My most worn outfits here. Really just those 3 are the ones that I have had on repeat. These are the outfits that I've created, but I haven't worn yet. Although I guess I kind of wore a version of that. I've worn a version of a lot of these. If I wear something and it's not the exact thing that like the outfit is, I'll just like move and subtract things. But I love to just be making outfits all the time. So, and what's also really cool, aside from the statistics, there's also a calendar view where you can go in and see what outfits you have been wearing and what pieces you have been wearing at a glance. I love this feature as well. I need to put my stuff in for the last few days, but yeah, and then I can go back to December to see November, you can see, and then there is the selfie tab, which you can take a picture and put on a separate calendar so that you can see what you actually looked like in it. This is a really great feature for me as well. I try to always remember when I'm on my way out to take a picture in that little mirror by our entryway, but that's a feature that I love, especially because when you put those outfits on the calendar to keep track of when you wore them and how many times you've worn them, it's also counting cost per wear. So I estimated how many times I had worn that Bernie sweater over the last, I bought that sweater in like 2015, so I've had it for a really long time, 10 years. I put in how many times I usually wear it, like for a season, and then I put the number in there. But also, once I put that sweater on my calendar, it's tracking the cost per wear every time. So this necklace that I bought all these different pieces and kind of put it together, but I bought a lot of these pieces all at the same time at a thrift store. I can say how much it costs. I put it in my app all together. And then every time I put this on an outfit and put it on my calendar, it adds a wear to it. So it's tracking cost per wear in a very easy way. Like I just add it to the calendar and it's doing it for me kind of in the background. And those are the biggest, most life-changing ways that I have been using the app, but there are other ways to use the app that I think could be really helpful for a lot of people, even if it's not how I'm using it. And number one is to help your friends or to get your friends help making outfits. I have a friend whose parents and her sister are just always on her about needing to like utilize her closet, like wear better outfits, put together outfits, whatever. It's a silly little joke that they have running with her, and I think it's funny. But we decided to do like a party where we all come together and we help her catalog her wardrobe so that her family can then see all the things that she has and put together outfits for her instead of always poking fun at her for not wearing good outfits. And like, if you are the type of friends who like to go together and do that, or like coordinate outfits, or make sure you're not wearing the same outfit, to be able to go in your friend's closet like that is like something so unique to anything else there is. I've never seen anything like that. It's incredible. Okay, I love it. I think if that would be useful to you, please use it that way. I know people who it's been really useful to. Not only can you get your friends and family's help with styling outfits for you, but you can also get a literal stylist to help you with your outfits through the Index app. I've done this 2 times and I've been so happy both times I've done it. They've really helped me look at my wardrobe in a way that like I'm just not looking at it, right? We all have different perspectives that we come from in different outfits and ways that we like to wear things, and it's been really helpful just like every few months, so that like if you're ever feeling like shopping because you feel like you don't have anything to wear, literally just someone else looking at your closet and putting together outfits can completely change your perspective. And with my link where you get $10 and I get $10, then we can use those credits to hire a stylist whenever we feel like it. So, oh, and along with getting your friends and family to help you like put together outfits, you can also look into your friend's closet, your sister's closet, and see if there's anything that you want to borrow. I just kind of think that's a cool way to go about it, because I do steal things from my sister kind of a lot. She hasn't cataloged her wardrobe, but it would be really great if I could just go into her closet and see what I wanted to borrow. Another way I've used it that's been really helpful is planning packing lists. Right after I downloaded the app, I went to house sit for my friend Sabrina in Michigan, which was obviously a very different climate than where I lived here. And so I put together a little capsule wardrobe essentially, where I could put all the pieces I was packing, and then I could use those pieces to create outfits. So not only was it helpful to like make a packing list so I knew everything I needed to pack, but once I saw everything that I had packed, I could also look at it on my phone and mix and match all of those pieces to create the outfits. Now I have to tell you, I have been trying to convince all of my friends to get on this app. Some I have convinced, some it seems like a daunting task, and I fully get that, which is why I suggest you have a party. You guys can rotate between however many friends you have, and each week, once, you know, we pick a day, order some food, make it a whole fun little party thing, and help each other categorize your wardrobe. Because if you're anything like me, if any of this sounds like it would be helpful to you, it genuinely has the capacity to change your life. And listen, I hate using that kind of language. I hate saying stuff like that if it's not like completely and totally true. There are only a few things, honestly, that I think I would say that about in my life, and this app is definitely one of them. Honestly, this has been amazing for me, and I've had so many realizations from it. So I highly recommend you do it, but this is how I plan to not buy any tops in 2025, not buy any new clothes for the first quarter of the year, and possibly not buy any clothes in 2025 at all. Remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye, guys.